Hello everyone, I'm Ben Contreras, and welcome back to Jasper Cat Productions. Now, I've done a whole bunch of videos throughout the years for this channel, which that are quite different from one another, from me playing video games, reviewing action figures, to giving rather terrible instructions on how to cook boxed food. But one of the series of videos that I've made that I feel like used to be one of my longest running were my Amiibo unboxing videos, where I, of course, took an Amiibo that I hadn't taken out of the box yet, usually ones from Smash Brothers, and pretty much, well, talk about them. So I thought for today's video, I sort of head back to that huge series that I did with one of the DLC characters for Super Smash Brothers, Corrin, from his who originally appeared in the game Fire Emblem Fates, Conquest, and Birthright for the Nintendo 3DS. Now, the box itself is nothing really new that we haven't already seen on Amiibos before it. You still have the figure itself taking center stage with a portrait of the character doing the same pose, as well as the Smash Bros. Logo, the name of the character, and the Amiibo logo below all of that. For the back of the box, you see the two systems that the Amiibo is used for, a screenshot of the character in the game itself, as well as the picture of the figure itself out of the box and without its character stand, which I still don't know why they have the Amiibos without their stand on the back of the box. So yeah, the box is nothing really that special, but when you're releasing a series of figures where people usually, I don't think, would worry about the boxes themselves, there's no real need to change it from figure to figure. But as always, the figure is rather easy to take out. I say that as I'm struggling to get the thing out of the plastic. But yeah, here is Corrin out of his box, and I gotta say the detail on this guy is very, very well done. After all, Corrin's outfit, especially when compared to Nintendo's other series of characters, is a lot more distinct, I would say. A lot more detailed and rather unique to the kind of game series that he's from. And it's rather important that you sort of try and mimic as many of those details as you can, which I am surprised that they did a pretty good job on it. The outfit is very accurate to how he looks in both of his games. You have this little logo on the back of his cape, similar to Marth and Lucina and the other Lord characters from the Fire Emblem series. And look right there. Looks like the people over at Nintendo are paying good enough attention to the type of stands that we want to see for our characters. They've learned quite a lot since their first creation. Now, the major thing that pops up in terms of the figure's detail is not only this golden sword, but the bright pink, fiery sort of effect that he has on the sword. Which, does anyone else think that this weapon looks kind of like a chainsaw? I don't know. I think it's because of the fact that there are these spiked edges all on all of its sides. That, to me, it just sort of looked like a chainsaw. And you know, they also got very like smaller details, rather rather nicely. The emblem that's on his sort of collar there, and I can't really show it right now because of the kind of camera we have, but if you, I'm not sure how well you can really see that, but on his sort of like that sort of neck collar that's holding the little emblem thing on his chest, it actually has the same sort of rigid bumpy pattern that it has on the box. It actually took me quite a while to notice that. Also a little sort of thing that sort of bugs me about this figure is if you look at the side of his head here, you could see a sort of a split, that I could sort of say, in between the front of his hair and the back of his hair. It makes it sort of look like his face and the back of its head are two separate pieces that they like glued together, but I'm pretty sure that's just because of the way the hair looks. But still, overall, I'm surprised at how much detail they really put in this figure. Now, if I am to sort of complain about one thing about this amiibo, it is not necessarily from the figure itself, but sort of how it was released, you could sort of say. So, in Fire Emblem Fates, Corrin here is essentially the player avatar for the game, and you have the option of having Corrin either be male or female, and both the versions of the character are playable in the new Smash Brothers, similar to characters like Robin or the Wii Fit Trainer, how they're both male and female variants. So wouldn't it have made more sense to sell both the male and the female versions in one as a sort of like combo pack? I mean, you're essentially paying the same amount of money for one figure to get another figure that you essentially almost already own. I mean, they've made 2-packs for characters. They've made like some weird sort of 2-packs, like the retro one, I believe it was called, that had the Duck Hunt Dog, Mr. Game & Watch, and Rob as a sort of 3-pack. So I don't really see what was stopping them from selling both the male and female variants in one. And that sort of goes for the other two that I mentioned, or any other sort of amiibo that has alternate type of characters within their same character slot. I just think it would be a much better sort of way for people to get both versions of the figure they may want, while not having to go to several different stores to see if they have them in stock, because of course some amiibos are more rare than others, and at the Best Buy that I went to get this, I could only find the male version. The female version wasn't there at all. So aside from that little sort of thing that sort of confuses me about the amiibos in terms of how they were released individually, despite that, I'm still really glad that I have this guy, and I do recommend him if you either want to actually use a version of him for if you have the DLC for Smash Brothers, or if you just like the Fire Emblem series and want to add it to your collection. So I hope you all really enjoyed this little throwback to the series I did back on Jasper Cat Productions. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I hope you guys are liking this sort of Ben does whatever sort of thing that I'm starting for this channel. I think it'll get more and more. I think it will get better as time goes on. Which, next time on Jasper Cat Productions, I'll be seeing you with another little return to a little interest that you might know that I have involving war and giant robots. Until next time, I am Benjamin Contreras, and bye.